Hello everyone, you are welcome to another tutorial on how to draft basic long sleeve. Let's begin. I've already marked out an ½ inch at the edge of the pattern paper, so we begin our marking from that point. So in this tutorial, our cap's height is 3.75. The formula to calculate your cap's height is displayed on the screen. That is your bust divided by 12 plus 0.5. So after noting the point, then we rule it into a straight line. Then once we are done doing that, we input our chest line measurement. In this tutorial, our chest line is 8.5. To calculate your chest line, it is bust divided by 6 plus 1.5. So we now draw a slant line from our chest line to the center of the sleeve. Then we measure it. So we have 9 inches. So we look for the midpoint of the 9 inches and notice, then we come up by ½ inch on that point to draft our back sleeve, because we are drafting our back sleeve pattern now. So we now use ruler to connect it to the slant line. Thereafter, we take our armhole curve ruler and place it from the center of the sleeve to that ½ inch point. Then we roll it out. Then we get our straight ruler also to connect from that center point to the chest line. So we are done drafting the back sleeve. Then we proceed to the front sleeve. We also take our armhole curve and place it at the center of the sleeve to meet the midpoint of our slant line. Then we draw it out. Then we now turn our armhole curve the other way around. You can see the way it is being placed from the center of the midpoint straight down to the chest line. The reason for doing this is because our armhole is deep and our front armhole is deep, so we have to make sure it's curved in. So we are done drafting both the front and the back armhole. So then we input our chest line, then add an inch for sewing allowance. Then after that, we measure the sleeve length, which is 24 inches. We note that point. Then thereafter, we measure our arm round. We are using 5 inches in this tutorial. Then we add 1 inch sewing allowance to it. So we need to connect now, but before doing that, we need to measure our elbow, and our elbow is 13.5. The reason we are doing this is to have ease at the elbow area, so that by the time we want to fold our hand, it will not be inconveniencing us. So that is the reason for this. After drafting this, you will understand more better. So we draw the dot into a straight line. Then we input our elbow measurement, which is 6.5. So we'll do that now. So we mark out the dots. Then we now get our curve ruler to join from our chest line straight down to our elbow. Then from the elbow now to the sleeve hem. We need a straight ruler to do this perfectly. So we just draw a straight line from the elbow point to the sleeve hem. Then we input our sewing allowance at the elbow area as well, so that we'll be able to connect all the dots into a straight line. So from our chest line, we draw down to the elbow. Then from the elbow now, we connect to the sleeve hem. You will note that the angle is a bit sharp, but by the time we are cutting it out, we'll make sure we blend it in so that we have a perfect straight line. You can see the reason why we input our middle point. You can see the distance, that ½ inch. If we had not stopped at the elbow area, that area will have been short by an ½ inch and is going to have issue on the sleeve. So once we are done with that, we start cutting out. Our sleeve pattern is ready. So we cut the back sleeve first before cutting the front sleeve. And also note, when you are folding your pattern, you have to, when you are placing your pattern, it has to be in fold. So then after cutting out the back pattern, you notch the center of your pattern on your fabric, so that by the time you want to trace out the front pattern, you won't have issue. You just have to open it up, then you trace it out. I will do a detailed video on how to draft basic pattern both for short and long sleeve very soon. So our pattern is ready. Thank you so much for watching. See you in our next video.